Hi guys, I'm Nagadir-chan, and welcome to my reaction for Classroom of Daylight, episode 6. They need to find a way how to make those dudes to tell the truth. Yeah, because they just want Suda to be expelled because violence happened or whatever. Yeah, and the fact they were kind of like disregarding even the fact that that glasses girl was there. Yeah, I wonder how they will be doing that. I'm very intrigued. So I probably should just start. Yeah, and to see what kind of strategy they will have about all of this. So starting it right now. There are two kinds of lies. One concerns an accomplished fact and the other concerns a future duty. Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Okay. Yeah, we noticed. She's very awkward. Hmm. People usually do this. Like I've said, some people are completely okay. Yeah, so she's sending these pictures on the internet and like seeing people really like it. Yeah, now it's getting a little bit creepy. Yeah, that's the internet. Sadly. Like I understand that she has had no problem of like posting pictures because she wasn't in contact, like physical contact with those people which were writing shit about the photos there. Yeah. I'm also not a very social person, and like I would not be able to like do what I'm doing if I would be sitting in a room with like hundreds of people watching me. No. But like doing it here in my room, that's completely okay. Yeah, I would not be able to do something where hundreds of people would be watching me. No. So I understand that she has no problem or like doing these photos because it's her doing it. No, nobody else is doing it. But like even people on the internet are being creepy, sadly. It's very easy to kind of do things on the internet for some people because you're anonymous, right? So it's easier for them to kind of go a little bit crazy because they would never do these kind of things face to face. Most of the people would not do that. They would not tell you these kind of things face to face. On the internet, it's something else. There are some people which would do that even face to face, but not that many. Cowards. So what is happening now? I mean, she has been very brave to come to the trial. Oh, letters from the people. Wow, someone's been watching over her. Yeah, that is probably really creeping her. Yeah, I feel you. The heat. Okay, so they're brainstorming the plan. Yeah. Yeah, is there something? Hmm. Yeah. What a convenient thing. True. They probably would not dare to do that. Oh, did she figure something out? Is she doing okay? She's on edge. She's so on edge. Well, a different problem is happening. Someone is sending her pictures of her, watching over her, and creeping her out. True. I mean, she said she trusts him, so maybe she would eventually ask him for help? Nicely said. So we need to trust the others a little bit more too. What do you mean? She acting weird because of what happened. I don't know, like, who is doing that? Seriously. Okay. So that's what I've been doing. So she would get you out here. True. They would not come here if it would be him. Is it really true? Hmm. Okay, a threat. Oh, did they like put a fake one there so they would be kind of shook and they would be scared? Yeah, I guess now they're not certain if there was a one. Hmm, okay. Okay. What do you mean? Well, that's true. He's telling the truth. They just want to see you if you're clever enough to kinda come to your own conclusions and deal with things. Now, this is actually very clever. Hmm. A compromise? Hmm. Kind of true. Backing up. True. Yeah, just kinda we are going to, go kinda around it. Mm. He's trying to ask for help because he's the one who instigated that. I told them to do this. The cameras! So, like, did they put those there to kind of make them uncertain what is happening? And if, like, they were kind of recorded? So they did not notice previously, probably. I guess they were just, like, listening to the dude, what he told them where to go. So they kind of weren't looking around. Okay, so they are going to take it back? And this thing with her. Okay, she thinks someone is following her and she's scared. Maybe someone is following her. You need to calm down. Okay, so they were fake ones. But that's not a bad plan. Really? Okay, she's freaking out. Okay, someone was following her, so it's been one of the creeps which were sending her the letters? Serious creep, though? Okay. He's been following her. With this kind of approach, this won't help you at all, sir. And maybe because, well, she's not obliged to follow you and to like you. Especially if you are being creep like this. Seriously. Some people think that you're obliged to do things for them. Like, no, you're not. You're not obliged to like him. Ah, creeps on the freaking internet. Poor girl, no wonder she is scared of people. No, don't even think about it. Okay, stopping it. Oh, come on. Okay. Okay. Students of the school are allowed to exchange personal points among themselves. The acquisition of another student's personal points through fraud or threat will result in severe punishment, but the trading of points under any contract deemed legitimate will be left up to personal discretion. Okay, so you kind of like can exchange the points, but legally. If there is a fraud, threats, blackmailing, this kind of stuff, no, you're not allowed to do that. Okay, I like it. I like it, this system. Really cool one. Yeah, I do even like that they are like letting them to kind of figure things on their own. To, use their brains for themselves. Seriously, schools should be teaching kids how to use their brain for themselves. Yeah, but, well, that would be probably too much. But now there's this freaking creep which saw the pictures of her on the internet, kept following her. Somehow he gained the address, so he sent letters to her, and he, I guess, found out who she actually is. That's like the worst thing which can happen to you. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's hella creepy. And he is like, I like you, can you not see that? Like, she's not obliged to like you even if you like her. No, she's not. Especially if you're acting this creepy. Nobody would like you if you're being a creep. So that is bad. She called Kiyotaka for help. But yeah, I don't know if they would be able to help her. They don't know where she is. This is complicated. Poor girl, no wonder that she's like not very happy around people. I don't know if something like happened in her past. but like creeps, yeah. So, continuing right now. Oh my goodness. What the hell is it doing? Do it! Kick him in the... Because you're a fucking creep. She must be so scared. Damn! Someone help? No, thank you. No, no. What about thinking of her feelings? No, she would. Kick him in the balls. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's that creep. No wonder his eyes were so shifty. So back up, sir. Be careful there, though. Okay, he's the shifty dude. If he would be a little bit more dangerous, he could pull a weapon on you and do something, but they have police here, okay. What do you mean, alright? No! It's not for you only. Damn. Hello, Chanel creep. Okay, thank you. She stood up for herself. Yeah, not a creep like you, sir. Ah, good. Very nice. She stood up for herself. Despite being so scared of him, that's important. To tell him these kind of things. Of course he's going to be thinking this because he's delusional. It's always like this. No, it's your fault. Of course it's not my fault. Of course it's not me who's creep. Seriously, what a pathetic dude. Jail him for the rest of his life. Which is probably not going to happen, but can we like have something that he would not be able to get close to her for the rest of his life? Because that's very dangerous if he ever gets out. Oh. Well, thank you. She could have been in real danger. No, that's okay. You stood up for her yourself at the end there. True. And it's not her fault that there are creeps on the internet or somewhere else doing this. But she was kinda pretending to be someone she is not. It takes a lot of courage to do this, though. Yeah. You should speak about it. He's being very nice to her. I mean, the class needs to stick together, right? So he needs to help these people. Shiftily. That's why she likes him. That's so cute. I guess he has a different interest. Okay. Hmm. That. She's interested how they did that. Hmm. Okay. What is the problem here? Oh. He's a special case, for sure. Okay, she's kind of warning her. Well, it wasn't out of nowhere, sir. He's not going to say that he was kind of part of it. Profitable, probably. He doesn't want attention. Yeah, what is so defective about him? Because he's not using his true potential fully. He's kinda like doing stuff and being clever, but he's just being very shifty about it. He's not pronouncing it's me doing these kind of things. And he's kinda just swimming through this unnoticed, kind of, but people are catching up onto him. Right? She helped. True. He's not 100% lying. True. Really, I'm not really sure if he wants that. He doesn't want attention. Or that. Yeah, that would be a lot of work. For now. I mean, yeah, he kinda is catching up to him that he is not ordinary as he wants to pose. But it is true he's not using his full potential, seemingly. Oh yeah, these guys are going to have a problem with this dude. Oh, okay. English. Damn. Chill, maybe? Oh no, they spoiled your fun. No? So now he's going to get after them. Well, I believe in Kyotaka he would be able to kind of get out of this, if possible. Okay. What do you want? These guys. What are you planning here? Alliance? Or just announcement? Okay, he's just announcing. I'm gonna crush you. Huh. Why are you even going around and telling them? Just do it secretly so you can stab them in the back unexpectedly. You know? Kinda I'm sorry. Kinda like Kyotaka is doing, that he's kinda like doing these clever things, but not so obviously. Hmm. He might. I mean, you wanted this, kind of. Okay. I mean, it still might be useful for him. Or just someone who is trying to swim through the life, I assume. He's kinda just swimming through. Oh, okay. Someone is having some kind of attack. Okay. What was the meaning of that? Okay. Yeah, be very careful. He seems like that kind of guy that he's like, okay, I'm going to do this. Just leave me alone and don't make things difficult, because he doesn't want that. So if things would go sour for him, he might get very dangerous. Especially because he's so clever. Yeah, like you don't want him to go against you. For sure, because the way how he's clever, he could make your life on Earth pretty bad. Yeah. Okay, skipping through this. Oh, now it's her. And I guess that's all. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to give this 7.5 out of 10. It was a very clever plan how to make them kind of retract what they were doing with the red hair. Sudel is his name? Keep forgetting the names. So many names. So that was pretty cool, but their boss wasn't very happy about it, which kind of makes sense. I don't know if they told him who was kind of behind it, because that might get a little bit problematic for both of them. The rivalry between these classes. So that boss is a little bit dangerous because he's going violent with things, and that's never a good thing. Kiyotaka, he's kind of like I said, swimming through all of this and helping, because that might be very useful to him. He wants to like go through this school also, right? And he doesn't want any kind of problems, too much of a problems. And he's like saying it's someone else like who thought it up, right? He's not taking like any advantage of that, because he just wants a normal life. But yeah, if things would get pretty bad for him, he might get very dangerous. Just listen to what he wants and don't get like too crazy with him. Yeah, because he just doesn't want attention. That might like be very annoying to him. Because if everyone would know he's like this super genius, everyone would be kind of annoying him with their problems, which is kind of already happening. Not on such a big scale, but like, yeah, they are kind of troubling him. But he's also helping the people because, like, he doesn't know exactly how the points in the school and how the stuff exactly works 100%ly. So he's probably just playing it safe, right? So like everyone in the class will stay. So he needs like everyone in the class to pass the best he can, I assume, and to have the most amount of points, I assume. Yeah, so he's kind of like working these people. For example, Sakura, that she would like would be more confident and would be more helpful if anything would happen. I guess that's kind of it. But it's true he's also not using like his full potential, because he's trying to like stay in the back. Yeah, he's not kind of showering in the light of the attention, which might get interesting if he ever tries to actually like do things more seriously. I mean, like he is able to do stuff with these problems for sure, but it feels like he's just not putting that much into it, because he's manipulating the others like he manipulates this girl, which is in his favor. But I feel like if he really tries, like for real, he would be able to do things, more crazier things than he is doing now. Yeah, it feels like he's not putting that much effort into things so far. So far. Like, he has some kind of game, you know, started, but it doesn't feel like he's putting that much into it. Like, the necessary amount only. Yeah, like he's not super devoted or something like that. It's like the necessary amount, and anything beyond that, he's like, I don't kind of care. At least that's my feeling. Maybe it's completely different. Yeah. So this was pretty cool episode. I really like it, and I'm intrigued if things will be changing a little, because there is one thing which is kind of started because that boss dude is annoyed at them, and they probably told them who it was. And we also learn that Kyotaka might be a little dangerous if he's kind of edged on too much, which makes sense. And that there was this very creepy encounter with Sakura's fan. Like, oh my goodness. Dude, no wonder he had shifty eyes, because he was fucking shifty, dude. Jesus Christ. Yeah, like, ugh, the worst kind of person you can ever meet, right? How it will be continuing. And I guess that's all, yeah. Goodbye and see you next time.